Okay, going live on a different streaming provider. I haven't used StreamYard in so long. I'm navigating the page. I hope folks are able to see. Sam, you're able to see us. That was so weird. Like EVMux has been so reliable, but I guess it pooped the bed this morning. Oh, it's working now. Okay, yeah. Cameron, jump to this one. All right. Hey Gwen, thank you so much. Yeah, we were having a really fun chat about the WWE, which we will try to rerun in a more abbreviated format. Oh, hey Priyanka, thanks for joining. Yeah, my goodness, what happens when an entire situation stops working?
I hate this powered by StreamYard crap up in the top.
That's what you get for not paying. The fact that this is free, like works on the free tier, I'm already pretty pleased.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah. What's up, Sam? What's up, Gwen? Priyanka, thanks for dropping in. I'm mirrored. That's also insane. How do I unmirror?
Are you? You look fine to me.
Nope. Now I'm back.
But yes.
All right.
We began the last show with me declaring, "Are you ready to rumble?" And we were not, clearly.
I mean, that's probably what caused it. It was like, all right, we can't actually let this go.
Age millennial reference will cause your stream to die.
I'm pretty heated. I'm tilted.
Okay.
I've been hearing people use that recently, tilted, and I'm a fan.
Oh, I mean, I hear that a lot from rogue card builder games.
Card builder games?
Yeah, like because it's like poker, you know. I think doesn't the term come from poker when you're tilting, when you're just like super in a bad streak.
I haven't heard it in the context of poker. I've heard it in the context of like playing pinball machines.
Oh yeah.
Where you're like shaking the machine, and obviously you can't do that.
And it took me a very long time to realize that you have to tilt the machine.
What?
Yeah, like if you're playing like real pinball and the ball is going down straight down the chute where your little flippy things can't touch it, you gotta tilt the machine. The whole point of the tilt like error is you can't over tilt the machine, but you gotta do it just slightly before the plumb bob can sense it. Did you know that?
That's not that doesn't mean that pinball you're supposed to tilt. That means you can cheat sometimes and the sensor can't pick it up.
No, it's part of the skill set. Because it's like if a ball's going straight down the middle, there's just no way. Like how can you only have the two little flippers. What are you gonna do?
I mean, but that's part of like the randomness of it. It's like playing football and the weather affecting. I mean, okay, you send me an interview with a pinball wizard that's like tilting is okay, then I'll believe you. But until I see that, I'm not on board.
Okay, well, chat, you let me know. Is humping and tilting the machine part of playing pinball?
Okay, we didn't even talk about humping at all. You just slid that in there. You're trying to get approval for things that I did not co-sign.
But how would you tilt the machine? Like you hump it.
Well, first of all, you don't tilt the machine. Second of all,
the chats agree with you.
Gwen, I mean, if anybody would be a good adjudicator, it's Gwen.
Exactly. This is a show of goody two shoes, so I feel very ganged up against.
My sense of justice cannot abide by this.
But all right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. No one agrees, but I'm used to it.
I'm fine being wrong.
I'm fine being in the minority.
Nobody play pinball.
I just found a new way to annoy you. Oh, I see that you're imbibing a classy beverage today with the correct glass.
I've upgraded my life. I'm trying to break my energy drink addiction. That's the one bad habit I retained from the army. Just because I don't want my heart to explode in the next decade or so. And I think another 10 years of daily white monsters probably would do it. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna I enjoy coffee, but in terms like I just don't like having so much liquid. Does that make sense? Like, and so like a large coffee to me is just like I should probably just drink water and then get caffeine in like a lower liquid form or like a lower volume form. And I kind of like espressos more. And so my favorite coffee drink fully is a cortado. And so
mine too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is there a backstory to that for you?
Wait, hang on. Our streaming thing broke. This is the correct URL. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for saving.
Ugh. But yeah, so when you brought up the cortado thing, I was like, oh yeah, that's also my favorite. And I wasn't expecting you to go with even the correct glass. Which to me is part of it. Oh, hey, yes, to crypto. Thanks for making it. We had a technical difficulty and
we had to hop.
Emergency switch.
Yeah, like the experience of this is just, it's, I don't know, like latte is too much milk. Espresso is nice, but it's kind of aggressive in some, you know what I mean? And so like a cortado is like just the right amount of like espresso to milk foam ratio. Like I don't make it like truly the traditional whatever perfect ratios, but it serves my purpose and I'm very happy. I had initially not wanted to figure out a coffee machine in my life because I've like avoided that for a long time because I didn't want to go like coffee, but getting into espresso or like true coffee people stuff, it's an investment, man.
It is. And I mean, you're going to go all like James Hoffman and
who's that?
the quintessential coffee guy on YouTube.
Like I said, I'm not a coffee guy.
Yeah. Good. It takes up a lot of brain space.
There's a lot of brain space, but it's like, I did some research. It's like $700 to get what a coffee person would be like, yeah, that's an okay setup.
Well, it's like that stereotype on Reddit, right? Like there's always going to be
there's always a nerdier
community
coffee guy
around it.
Yeah, my pet theory, I don't know if I'd said this last time, but my pet theory is that coffee guys are gun guys that grew up in a different socioeconomic environment.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, because it's
like a good one though.
Like there's a gun guy energy that's very technical, very precise. It's like, oh, I can adjust my windage if I do that. Like it's, you know, they're spending thousands of dollars on like slight modifications to the thing that they want to do. And, you know, for the liberal dude, the closest they get is coffee.
Yeah. I like how Priyanka said, for the longest time, I couldn't remember the difference between all the different types they serve in coffee shops.
Yeah, no, there was like a multi-year chunk of my life where I would just pick something from the menu and I'd be like, we'll see what I get today.
Yeah. Well, today we were supposed to talk about story arcs. And I forgot how we got here from the last episode. Do you remember?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. The arc that I want to close out though is that I did not spend $700. But I got my buddy who is a coffee guy. I basically held a gun to his head and I was like, hey, what can I cobble together to accomplish what I want to accomplish? And he like begrudgingly was just like, oh, get this Nespresso machine with this attachment. And then I looked, I saw a great deal, tried to buy it. You could only get it in Canada. And so then I took a flyer and got what was that?
Canada people.
Yeah. Jealous right now. But so I bought one on eBay and I was very worried because I started like cleaning it and it just was not getting clean, you know, with like the
yes, the quintessential secondhand espresso experience. I also went through this.
But after a couple aggressive, we'll say more than a couple tanks of cleaning, it did stabilize. And so now for $80 plus the cost of pods, I have a very satisfying coffee experience. But we talked about arcs because we were talking about starting things, we're talking about stopping things. And when you do those two things, like what's in the middle? It's the arc between the two. And we're both in the beginning of the year. I mean, I guess it's February now, so it's like the late beginning of the year.
It's the lunar solar new year.
Oh yeah, you get a second New Year if you're Chinese.
Yeah, you missed this one. I think the Thai one's in April or something. For that one.
I just have New Year's resolutions that pop up all year, I guess.
Yeah.
But so I actually have a not modification, but an enriching of our, hey, let's explore the concept of arcs because we want to do things and those things have journeys. There was an article floating around the internet a couple weeks ago because we took 2 weeks off the show. And the article, I think, had a great core idea, but the article itself, to me, was very boring. And so the core idea, though, is that you really only get between 10 and 20 projects in your life, like big projects.
Ugh. What a terrible realization.
And because, like, you know, a meaningful thing probably takes between 2 and 5 years to do. Your working age is blah, blah, blah. And so, like, if you play it out, depending on how quick you work and what you work on, it's like 10 to 20 big swings. Obviously, we're both kind of in an era where we're like looking at our previous swings and being like, okay, which one of those do we want to double down on? Which ones do we want to pivot or cut or whatever? And that fits super well with our arc thought process this week because each of those swings has its own arc with a bunch of recursive mini arcs inside of it.
For sure. Yeah. And in preparation for this episode, I was looking up all the story arc frameworks that I know about.
Man in the Hole?
Well, yeah, but it's sort of like Vonnegut has like a whole bunch of these, right? Man in the Hole and like, you know, Cinderella and all sorts of different frameworks. And then like Dan Harmon, who did Community, I think the TV show, like he has like this whole like circle that he divides into like 8 steps or something, but essentially it is like a simplified version of the Joseph Campbell's hero's journey.
Yep.
So he does that for every single episode of Community. So and which makes good snappy writing.
And Rick and Morty, right? Rick and Morty too, right?
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't completely sure. And then I was like, oh no, was he canceled? And then I didn't want to look it up.
I mean, I know Dan did have a ton of stuff because he used as everybody in that universe does when they get a little bit of power, they kind of need to reckon with it. I don't think his was as egregious as other people, but I'm not as super familiar.
Yeah.
But I think
and then there's also what's the third thing that I looked up that's also a story arc framework? Oh, it's Robert McKee, who wrote this really thick tome called Story. Have you seen that book?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't own it for sure.
Oh, okay. At one point I owned it, thinking surely this will make me really good at writing.
Okay, well, now I gotta look it up. What's up, Mikado?
It's more like a doorstop. But within it, I did flip through it like 1 or 2 times where he does have these
what's his name?
Robert McKee.
Robert McKee. Sorry.
Yeah, it's almost like a stereotype that like actors and writers, screenwriters get into him, but then
it's a screenwriting book.
Yeah, and then he has like different acts, and he also has like a bajillion different like frameworks you can use to do writing. Though I think one of the jokes is that he himself is not a super great screenwriter. He's one of those people who like teach really well, but like himself doesn't write, notable screenplays or something.
I'm trying to find a book that I have where it's called Save the Cat.
Oh.
And it's like the same thing, but keep talking. I'm listening.
Oh, okay, cool. And thanks for joining us, Mikado. So nice to see everyone. I've been very off the social media world, so this is my only connection to you all.
Do you want to talk about that or no?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I started a full-time job, so which turns out doesn't allow a lot of time to do a lot of social media online stuff. So, but
look at this working stiff over here. Christin, the working stiff.
I know, I've become a working stiff. But like speaking of arc, I feel like this is the arc I'm going on right now is going back to the village in the Joseph Campbell sort of circle where I feel like what I've always wanted to do is my special interest is in like meditation stuff, right? And like I was given an opportunity to study further under my teachers, which is like super rare, like, you know, not something that's easy to get into. And not that I use skill to get into it either. I want to clarify. I hung around enough to get into it. And then, but you know, the my tradition, which is the insight tradition under Gil Fronsdal, like my teacher specifically, is a free or donation based tradition. Okay. So in order for me to do that, I feel like having a full-time job will be more supportive, so I can, you know, not stress out about it so much. But as you know, I stress about other things. But a new configuration of stress has begun.
Super reasonable.
Yeah.
I, as your friend, can't let you say that you did all this without skill, because hanging out with people and then over time learning how they do the things that they do is literally skill accumulation.
Yes.
And so I'm just not going to let that slide.
I know. But okay, in that... there's no explicit like test or something, you know. But yeah, I mean, just like I
get a gold star. Just because you can't get a gold star doesn't mean there's not skill involved.
Yeah, I know, and it's also
it's literally called a practice.
Like I don't know, Star Wars like arc situation, because if at the end of the day, if I really, really get attached to wanting this, I have ironically failed already.
Right.
So,
I also think,
you know,
everybody's got a path that they got to do. I'm not any kind of authority on any of those like practices. It feels like if you can be a normal human being that is in society and also embrace those principles, in a way, it's a more, well, maybe not skillful, but like it is a more impressive to me version of embracing a set of principles. Because it's one thing to have all the time in the world to center yourself and figure your shit out. It's another thing when you got bills to pay.
Right. And then, yeah, I was telling you about how one of the other teachers, or well, I guess he's already an existing teacher, but he's like doing more further training. He was a convicted felon who was stealing stuff. And then, unfortunately, one of the things he stole was a safe, and inside that was CSAM. So then he ended up having this moral dilemma of whether to report it or not, and he did the right thing. But yeah, like now he is a teacher for inmates and other people, and like is also a unionized electrician, according to some stickers on his car. So
what an arc.
Yeah. So there's something for everyone.
I got the book, Save the Cat.
It's Blake Snyder.
It's a, like, you know, I'm not, we'll say, like Hollywood adjacent in any way, shape, or form. If you watch enough media people, movies, interviews, whatever, you kind of get some of that culture by osmosis, right? Like you learn, oh, you need to like pitch a movie with a log line, and you know what I mean? Like you learn those types of things through osmosis. If you're not out there, then you just learn it while you're out there. Save the Cat is a book from the early 2000s from a screenwriter. And I have the Robert McKee book up here. It's very similar. I think this one might be more focused on, hey, let's get your thing funded. You know what I mean?
Save the Cat?
Yeah, Save the Cat, I think it is like very, these are the nuts and bolts of how I like got XYZ movie. Because he like, I think he wrote
that's
Home
so nice
Alone
of him to write it all up.
What was that? Yeah, it's you know, he sells it. He sells it. So it's
I know, but you know.
I don't remember. Anyway, it's a I think it was a very useful book for me to read, because it kind of reframed how I thought about writing, in the sense of everything you write has a different set of gatekeepers in order to get it published. And so if you want a specific thing, you have to understand the gatekeepers between you and the published work. And some of those gatekeepers are really unintuitive if you didn't grow up in an industry or whatever.
Oh, okay. That sounds like an interesting read. I think I'll look into it too.
So I was a big fan.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for joining us, MFA. I see you there. So like, what is your current arc? How would you describe it? I know we've talked about different variations, but like,
It's
if you would
honestly,
describe
it's
it in
kind of
terms of the story arc.
I think it's man in the. I think it's man in a hole.
Oh no.
The like I just got big life changes are actively happening. You know, a lot of them are great, some of them are not great, and figuring out how to like I have to make some big moves before savings runs out. And all of the other constraints of life are, you know, like savings are going faster because we're paying more for baby medical bills. I wrote an article about that earlier this week. Where are we going?
I was trying to share my screen, but that was not the right button.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to figure out, can I, with my like software work, build a sustainable life that in the same way that you went back to a job that funds your art and art or projects or whatever other arcs you're working. And so like I'm actively in the middle of that. Who knows what the answer is going to be? And if not, I got to do kind of what you've been doing over the past few months later this year, which I'm not really looking forward to because I'm a very different person than when I started doing startup stuff 5 years ago. And my mentality about work is very different now. And so I have to figure out how to have the discipline or humility or whatever to make the right constrained decision.
I'm going to pull up the man in the hole so people know what we're talking about.
Oh, you're trying to show man in the hole? Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was really funny how the example is Harold Kumar goes to White Castle.
I mean, it's so I was going to bring this up actually. When you want to pop us back, a lot of stories are the same story. They're man in the hole or some other version of it where you like move the peaks and troughs. And I was really thinking about how Adam Sandler is the same story told so many different ways. And how all of his movies are effectively Adam Sandler, the person as a character in a circumstance where something like bad things happen, good things happen, and somehow he ends up with a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a specific repeatable fantasy. I think that's great. I love stories.
So how will this man, a big army man in that hole, as Sam said, get out of the hole?
I don't know. I'm writing it right now. I mean, part of it is changing life habits.
Yes.
You know, part of it is adapting to, you know, the constraints of my life. Like I'm watching Teddy 6 to 9 a.m. every morning. And, you know, that's like a very different way of starting my day than I used to. And so like, I don't know, man, I'm figuring it out.
Awesome. And then you have your cortado in hand.
Yeah, well, I drank it also. I'm back in the hole.
Back in the hole. Do you even have like the milk frothing stick or something?
Okay, so all right, so I looked into this. The frothing stick itself, like a good one, is more than $100. And so I didn't want to do that.
The Aerochino thingy instead, then?
I don't know that word.
Oh.
But so the Nespresso machine I got has the thing that if I put milk into it, it just kind of like auto froths it.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, and so
I have a separate doodad. Yeah,
it was I'm glad that I could clean it because it kind of just does what I needed it to do, and it kind of, if I drink 2 or 3 of these a day, which is like maybe more than I want to be drinking, but much better than energy drinks in my opinion. That's $15 a day, but also in my area there is no cortado, like it doesn't exist. So I arguably it's priceless.
Wow. Oh, and Yes to Crypto doesn't drink coffee but makes my wife's 1 cup a day. That's so sweet of you. I wanted to propose like something. I was thinking
Christin,
about
I'm
marks.
married. Sorry, you said propose.
Ah.
All right, sorry. Go.
That was so terrible. Like as I was thinking about like, you know, the whole like hero's journey arc, I feel like what's underemphasized is the whole like having a partner kind of like in a Frodo and Samwise sort of way to help you along the way of like a very tough arc.
Yeah.
That's why when you were interrupting with a proposed joke, I was like, oh, what an awkward transition I'm gonna make now.
I'm sorry. Although Frodo and Sam.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, as a dude reading it, like I thought it was just, you know, bro friendship, and to my understanding, in the what is it called at the end, epilogue, like.
Sure.
Similar to Harry Potter, it's like everyone gets married off in a very specific kind of way.
I don't remember what the exact language is, but I know it's a running joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think deep male friendships are inherently gay. Let me say that, but they certainly can be homoerotic. I feel in the hero's journey, there's companions.
Like, oh yeah, I guess you do have like a wise person sage. Yeah,
so there's like the mentor arc, but there's also like I think just the party arc. Like obviously, Lord of the Rings is like a canonically famous example of a fellowship of people doing a thing, but like it's. Why would that ruin it? Functionally, what's different if they're together? Nothing. The bravery is still the same. Arguably, the stakes are even higher, so it's more compelling of a story.
Yes, Mr. Crypto. No, don't go on AO3. Your eyeballs will burn.
I'm stuck on something you said earlier, where you feel like you're back in the village at work.
Oh yeah.
Because to me, going back to work feels like being in the wilderness.
Oh.
Right? Because like I mean, I guess usually you go back to the village after you're transformed. Do you believe you're transformed?
Oh yes. I mean, like in many fractal arcs, right? I don't think I'm like, ta-da, I'm transformed. But I do feel more transformed compared to the last time I was in a full-time situation. So in that sense, I feel like I get to revisit same situations and try to take a different path than what I did last time.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there'll be some inciting incident in 6 months, a year, and then you'll head back out.
Oh God. Hopefully it will be to everyone's benefit, whichever direction it is.
What if going back to work is crossing the threshold?
And what is happening when we cross the threshold again? I forgot.
So like in the arc of the story, in the story circle, there's, you know, the hero is in their everyday life. There's an inciting incident, and the inciting incident basically poses them a question. And the question,
like the red pill, blue pill kind of situation.
Yeah. It's effectively, do you take this adventure or not?
Oh.
And their first action going on the adventure is like typically called crossing the threshold. It's usually literally crossing the threshold of like their door or going into the scary woods or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but it won't be the first one then. Like, I don't see it as the level 1 threshold. Maybe one of many to come.
Maybe
it's definitely like a transition.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm shoving all of these different story arc metaphors or like story arc models together because I think that's fun. Oh, I'm looking Robert McKee in the Amazon listing. Save the Cat is one of the recommended books. That's funny.
Oh.
But so
I'm imagining a screenwriter that's like holding a whole stack of these books.
Yeah, in Save the Cat, movies have like an act structure and all, like it's all different ways of saying the same thing, but some structures make more sense for Like, I think the Harmon Story Circle makes more sense for a sitcom episode because it kind of hits on all of the different scene beats that need to happen in like the 20, 30-minute span.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a different set of things that feel the best in the 30-minute format versus the 2-hour format versus, you know, a novel or novella or whatever. And so in Save the Cat, you know, going from act 2 to act 3, like that segment is typically called like fun and games, where, you know, the stuff is just happening. It's like the chase scenes in the action movie. You kind of know where the story's gonna go, but in order to get from like you know, like, hey, we kind of know what the main mission is now into the climax of the movie, you have to have fun and you got to like get people over the hump. And then kind of getting into that act 3 is a, you know, Dark Night of the Soul, just some sort of the heroes at their lowest point. I don't think this is the case, but could work be your fun and games?
I was thinking as a third beginning of a third act kind of vibe.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm jinxing myself or something by declaring that.
If you're getting into the third act, that means you're going to have the big fight soon.
Yeah. I think so, because the first arc I already did, right? Like, if you look on my website, I kind of detail that. Yeah, like all the scientist stuff, and then yeah, I have my second act is like my. Actually, maybe it's already fourth act. Maybe I just have a lot of acts, man. Because then, yeah, like I get to work, and then I was like, do my own thing, and then now I'm back to work, but I'm still doing my own thing. Like there was like a mishmash of both.
Yeah, for sure. The putting a narrative onto your life is a human thing, and it's kind of an illogical thing, because just because it happened to you doesn't mean it happened in a story format.
I thought we're trying to mush everything into a story format.
No, yeah, but I'm saying is like the legibilization of your life is you retroactively trying to create reasons for the things that happened to you and the things that you did. And sometimes they don't exist.
I don't think they exist at all. they just happened. Yes to Crypto asks, I wonder if having kids is an arc or if each kid is an arc.
Both.
Like big arc and mini arcs.
Yeah, like the nature. You know, I'm almost 6 months in to my first baby, and it's a threshold event, but it's also kind of a climactic event from an earlier story of, you know, pregnancy and developing the relationship through that. But it's also kind of like an inciting event in the follow-on decisions that happen. And so, you know, if we're being really pedantic about how to apply the concept of arcs to your life, like the reality is all models are wrong. Some models are useful. Like arcs, like I think most people in most times in their life could argue that they're at any point on any arc and be right.
Yeah, we have so many layers. I noticed that you're documenting some of your arcs on this new Substack called Datacalized.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really proud of that name.
It's a really good one. So it is Datacalized. Wait, you even bought the domain name? Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't start a project if I can't get the domain. Christin, who do you think I am?
.com domain name. Let me pull it up. Yes, it's datacalized.com. And in there, you wrote your first essay about the decision point. We'll
call it a pre-decision.
You wanted to have kids, and you gave a very terrible answer.
Yeah, we'll call it a pre-decision point. It's a quick incident over 10 years ago of my now wife and I had started dating, and we've been together for a little bit, and basically like
a long time. I was like,
yeah, we've been together a minute, man.
Yeah.
So she'd thought a lot about what she wanted kind of her family life to look like. She had a big, you know, family that was really close and did a ton of stuff together. And so she she wanted kids, wanted to see if I was on the same page. That's a really important filter in relationships if you want to decide whether it's going to be long term or not. And I just had never really thought about it. And the essay is about that that kind of pressure point moment in the early relationship.
Yeah, it's really well written, as usual.
I have like 5 other ones that are 80% finished.
Oh.
Yeah, and so those will be getting published shortly. I haven't gotten them up because I had some personal stuff come up in the past few weeks that I needed to prioritize. Now, besides the healthcare article I published earlier this week, now that's kind of my main thrust of writing. Now I have a categorization problem of, does an essay go into Dataclized or does it go into Wiser? But I think it's not so hard to make that decision a lot of the time.
Yeah, and you can advertise the Dataclized one on Wiser.
Yeah, for sure.
So about the mommy blog stereotype?
There are many. What are you referring to?
Well, I mean, there was just a time where a lot of moms had blogs, right? And I feel like now there's this renaissance of dads with dad blogs. Are you of that category?
I am not. I don't think going to participate in any of that culture. Because I'm not dumb. I know the history of writing on the internet to a pretty good degree. And so like mommy blogs were actually a fascinating evolution of the internet because there was a lot of like really compelling people that were able to tell their story and reach a community that they could not have reached previously just because of the nature, like the isolating nature of being a stay-at-home parent. And so like, this isn't to dunk on that at all. That's obviously kind of evolved into like family TikTokers, which I do kind of have some strong opinions about. The gist of it is I don't think kids can consent to being on the internet, so that's not a thing that I'm going to ever lean into. But I'm not writing a dad blog in the sense of, hey, this is the best way to change a diaper. This is the gear bag that you should get so it's easy to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to pitch you tactical diaper bags.
I was going to ask you if you have a Molly tactical diaper bag.
I get it. How you want to find meaning and identity in your life, that's a personal decision. That's not what I'm doing. I found myself over the past like really year and a half, because like I count the pregnancy stuff as preparing to be a father. Like I've just been having a lot of really reflective thoughts about it. And a lot of them aren't very polished and wouldn't be good for brand deals.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like I don't, I just have to point out, Sam, there are so many Mill tactical baby crap out there. There's so much.
Actually a saturated category.
There's so much. Like dude wipes. Like there's so much, I'm not going to say toxic, but like hyper masculine to offset the feeling of effeminization of becoming a parent because you're near a baby and babies aren't masculine. Like it's a bunch of people that really, I think, need to take a look in the mirror. But so I want to be able to write about, hey, this stuff sucks sometimes, or, I'm really grateful for this aspect of parenthood, but this other one is really conflicting or dissonant or isn't honestly talked about. And so the Dataclized is a project to honestly reflect on that and to frankly, like ruthlessly be clear to myself about the things that I'm feeling. And some of it is going to be, I think, talking about the incredible and awe-inspiring things that are happening. And other ones are going to be like, my baby looked me in the eyes and then shat into my hand. Like, it's like not, it's not fun. It's funny, but it's not like oh, tight, I want this to happen again type thing.
Yeah, I love it. I see that you process your feelings through words, so I like to enjoy your human experience by reading them.
Thank you.
But yeah, folks, please check it out. Subscribe, do whatever it is.
How's Reframe?
Oh, it's in a little phase right now because you know with work and all of that, like I'm still publishing the Reframe Daily News where I compile the top 5 good news, which is like from research from top tier peer reviewed journals read by scientists and healthcare providers, and then like tell them to you in a easy to read language, and then also tell you
English.
how far along. Yes, it is in English, which is a little for globalization purposes. You can translate it, and also how far along they are on the market. Because the thing is, a lot of this research, right? You hear about, oh, we cured like cancer in mice, and then like nothing happens. So, yeah, I try to make it very clear when like how far along it is and whether there's actually an available thing you can buy based on the research. But yeah, that's still been going whenever I'm, you know, on a weekday. So go to reframedaily.com to subscribe if you want to see it. And then I have my 2 like ambient book writing projects right now. So for Reframe, I'm kind of writing up all the Q&As that happened so far, and like actually my feelings about building the community is a lot of it. I'm like, this is a really awkward question for me to answer because I'm not a healthcare provider. I don't want to push you down a certain path. I don't know. Like, sure. And that's a very like common situation. And the other one is called Creator's Way, which is my homage to Julia and Cameron's The Artist's Way. And I'm compiling all of the like exercises that I've actually like conducted with the writing students when I was doing writing teaching back in the day. During my middle arc, the second act, I was a rite of passage mentor. So that's a massive online course that was headed up by David Perel and Will Mannon. And yeah, so I'm, as you know, I think I was telling you, I was writing the Reframe book, and of course I was like, oh, but I want to write about this other thing. And the other thing got longer. So I'm in that, like, you know, not so great situation of like straddling 2 manuscripts, but like that essay we read together, I'm like procrastinating one project by doing the other one. So maybe it's not so bad.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of like finding time to write, right? Like I was telling my like rite of passage friend yesterday that I was like, oh, ambition was good in the very like, you know, beginning of the year before I started my job, but now I'm like, oh, like I am tired, right? Yeah. But then she offered that we get together a writing group again. So I was like, oh, that'd be great. You know, I just need 1 hour, like, you know, once a week with other people doing the same thing. And it's so much easier for me to write that way. I know that you're not a group writer. So.
Makes my skin crawl.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, but I like companionship.
So, no shade. It's like, I'm
different strokes with different folks. But yeah, so that's the creative arc that I'm still trying to keep going.
That's exciting.
But yeah, but the thing is, like, speaking of like OpenClaw and agents like that, like I was telling you, I'm especially for the Creator's Way, I am using a lot of my existing writing to do it, right? And I've like some materials. I even published this thing called Inside Writing Club where I made like, you know, 20-30 tutorials on how to express yourself online. So I am using AI to like organize my existing writing and stuff so that it's a little bit more coherent because it's like a million little projects. But my goal is to rewrite everything so it is in my own voice and not just a compilation of like, you know, Claude writing something or something like that. But you know, like I think that these are ways in which it's been useful.
For sure. What do you got going on this weekend?
Oh, I'm catching up on some social things. Like I have some friend meetups and stuff. Nice. Some are local, some are mutual friends of all of us. Yeah, so that'll be super nice. Yeah, like to be honest, a lot of my weekends I'm just like resting, and by resting I mean doing chores and laundry. But
yeah, like, that's not rest. I mean it's work, but I get it.
Yeah, just a restorative arc needs to happen as well because that's been the hardest thing. I went to an acupuncturist yesterday to do my monthly appointment, and I was telling her that I feel qi-depleted, you know, like Yeah, qi-depleted. Oh, that's such a great one. Yeah. Yeah. So she gave me some herbs and all of that. But then yeah, we talked about how like it's almost like I was telling her that in a way I'm pushed into this like hyper arc right now.
Yeah.
Where like instead of like yin, I'm like way too yang, and that causes me to not sleep well.
What's the difference? I don't really know.
Oh, yin is like kind of like the feminine energy, and yang is like the masculine energy.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's almost like hyperthyroid, hypothyroid kind of thing. Where I'm a little bit like over like running on steam. So she helped like tune me down yesterday a little bit. And again, like my practitioner, amazing. Like on the table, I felt better, like while the needles were in. So yeah, so these are things I'm trying to be mindful of, because turns out you try to juggle like multiple arcs, like you said, like something gets used up.
Yeah, the overwhelming theme of, I think, becoming in adulthood, not like becoming an adult, but you become maybe more of yourself. I think, at least I'm finding, my 30s are very different than myself in my 20s in that I'm more cognizant of how my actions affect everything, but also I'm more cognizant of how the way I'm operating as I'm doing those actions like changes my experience of everything. And so like I think it's really just a process of coming to grips with the fact that you can do whatever you want, but you can't do everything.
Right.
And so it's a game of deciding which arcs are worth turning the next page on. That's where we're at.
Yeah. And speaking of mentors and arcs, I'm going to hop off in a few minutes because I'm speaking to someone who I consider my mentor.
Dope.
And yeah, I think that's the other new change for me is like I feel like I had like a lot of mentors in certain areas, but like not so much for like corporate work and stuff. And this time around, I'm like rounding up all my friends who are slightly ahead in careers and stuff like that to like help me out. So like that's the one change I'm making is now I'm just more open in sharing issues and like trying to solve them before they get very bad.
That's wonderful. I mean, it's productive, but it's also connection, which is, that's something that I know you've expressed is really valuable to you.
Yes.
All right. Well, enjoy the next thing. Thank you everybody for showing up with some technical difficulties, and
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Have a wonderful creative weekend.
Adios.
Bye, everybody.